Good morning. Good morning. Oh, it's so glad to be in community this day. Thank you so much, those of you who are here in person, those of you who are joining us online. It is a blessed day to gather together in the name of love. Reverend Shannon sends her big love to you this day. My husband and my daughter are literally pulling out of the driveway to take her back to California to go to college, and Shannon tucked her youngest in the dorm in college this weekend. There's a lot of change and a lot of transition happening right now. We're going to talk about that a little bit today, so I hope you stay with us. My name is Practitioner Shelly Walker, and I am absolutely thrilled to be with you today. I want you to know, if you're new or new-ish around here, that you have stepped into a community that honors all paths to the divine. This community is inclusive and compassionate and progressive, and we welcome all people. Everyone is welcome here. There's lots of information about us on our website, newthoughtscsl.org, or if you're here in the building, there are information tables upstairs and downstairs, or it's just a friendly group. Just like elbow somebody and say, hey, who are you? Why do you do this? What's going on? How do I join that class? Whatever. We'll answer any questions you have. All right, y'all. This is the time in our service when we honor that we are on the ancestral land of the Kalapuya people, and we affirm Indigenous history, experiences, and sovereignty. I'd like for us to talk about our vision and our mission, who we are and what we do. If you would like to join me, please do with one voice, our vision. Recognizing our oneness, we envision a world that works for everyone and all creation. And our mission, providing spiritual tools for personal and global transformation. I want to thank our online moderators today. Thank you so much, Practitioner Melissa K. Allen, Practitioner Kelly Bastian. Thank you for holding that practitioner consciousness for our online community today. Hi to all of you joining us online. Hello to all of our beloveds in Colorado and California and Florida and all around. It is so good. Should we wave to them? I feel like we should wave to them. Let's wave to our online community. Shayla's already back there with the camera. Hello. Hello. Oh, beloveds. All right. While I'm walking over here, I'm going to invite any of us who have not yet silenced our cell phones to go ahead and do that. I know a lot of us like to have our cell phones to take notes and pictures of slides and conscious giving and things, but if they can just be on silence, that would be great. Do you see this beautiful plant? Thank you. Thank you for acknowledging that. This is a very special week because this is the week that our beloved sound technician Rand was born into the world to bless us all. Rand, we would be nowhere. No one would hear us if it weren't for you. This beautiful plant with its heart-shaped leaves is to honor Rand, our wonderful sound engineer in the booth, whose birthday is on Tuesday. Happy birthday, Rand. Oh, we love you so, and you are so appreciated. Happy birthday, friend. All right, you have a card, and make sure you take the plant home. I cannot be responsible for keeping plants alive. Can't do it. Cannot do it. All right, I'm going to invite Practitioner Doug Allen to come up and give us an opening blessing. Thank you, Doug.
Good morning. Let's take a moment, take a breath, and turn within. I recognize the one life, the one presence that is everywhere. It is love at work. It is divine love doing the work that only love can do. I'm grateful to be here with all of you in person and online as one community that is the action and activity of love. That is the immense love that is at work here. It is love at work through all of our volunteers, through our greeters, through our hospitality crew, divine love. Through our practitioners who are available to pray with you. That is divine love in action. From those working with our youth and our children, that is divine love, making a difference on those young lives, making a difference now and in the future. And our technical team, helping us bring it all together here in the sanctuary and across the miles. And our music, our band and our vocalists that drive us to move our bodies to the beat. What an amazing expression of love delivered through the vehicle of sound. And the beautiful message that practitioner Shelly will be delivering today. That is divine love working through her to bring the message that we all need to hear today. I'm so grateful for all of this activity of love, all of it. I let it be, and so it is. And now is the time for our spiritual practice. Prayer set to music. So please stand as you're able and join us.
So it is. Once again, good morning, everyone. Today's reading is in the book You Can't Be Neutral on a Moving Train by Howard Zinn, who wrote, "To be hopeful in bad times is not just foolishly romantic. It's based on the fact that human history is not only of cruelty, but also of compassion and sacrifice, courage, and kindness. What we choose to emphasize in this complex history will determine our lives. If we see only the worst, it destroys our capacity to do something. If we remember those times and places, well, there are so many, where people have behaved magnificently, this gives us energy to act. And at least the possibility of sending this spinning top of a world in a different direction. And if we do act in however small a way, we don't have to wait for some grand utopian future. The future is an infinite succession of presents. And to live now as we think human beings should live, in defiance of all that is bad around us, it itself is a marvelous victory. And so it is.
Thank you, Laura. I'd like to acknowledge Rand one more time. I did a show yesterday with Norman Sylvester up in Washington, and the band before us had a singer and a guitar player who was singing, and I was in the back in the two-part background harmonies, and they sounded fantastic. And then when I went up next to the stage, there was only one person singing. He was using digital trickery. When you hear a voice on Sundays that you don't see on stage, that's Rand singing. And you're going to hear him in this one. You're going to hear him on both of these. All right. Bring it on, everything new, everything different, everything true. I am ready for my next thing to do. Oh, I know it's gonna be everything new. I'm through crying, I'm through waiting, I'm through hoping against all hope. I'm through longing for something gone that'll never return. I think it's time I learn to bring it on. Everything new, everything different, everything true. I am ready for my next thing to do. Oh, I know it's gonna be everything new. I'm still grieving, but I'm through dreaming that the life I had is ever coming back. No more wishing on someone else's star that'll never be mine. I think it's time to bring it on. Everything new, everything different, everything true. I am ready for my next thing to do. Whoa, I know it's gonna be everything new. Yeah. Thank you.
That, my friends, is our brilliant music director, Brian Harris, and the New Thought Messengers. Bring it on, bring it on, bring it on. Sometimes I feel like bring it on, and sometimes I feel like hiding under a rock. But today it's Bring It On Day. Thank you, Brian. Last Sunday, Reverend Shannon gave a beautiful talk about recognizing divine love and reminding us that it is up to us to notice this love, this presence, and to notice that it is everywhere present. It was a beautiful talk, a delightful hour culminating in a very sweet proposal and acceptance, thank God, of marriage. Congratulations, you two, Merritt and Gary. Y'all, there is so much good. Thank you for being part of our good. Thank you. Thank you online for being part of the good that is happening here and in the world. I'm grateful to be part of that circle of good. And we are all part of that circle. All of us, all of us. Today, I'm going to take you back to high school English. And some of you are groaning. And some of you are saying, ooh, I was an English nerd, still am. My first love is English literature. And it was really, I was really inspired this week to talk about the hero's journey. Do you remember the hero's journey? This was mostly formulated by the great Joseph Campbell. And it is the story, it is the myth of the hero. And we see this myth, the hero's journey, the path that heroes take from Atticus Finch to Elizabeth Barrett, who was the hero of her own journey, to James Bond. It doesn't matter. Anywhere you find a hero, you will see a common journey that they take. And so this is what that journey looks like. Our video producer, John, created this beautiful graphic, and we're just going to go through it real quickly. And I promise you're going to be glad we did. Okay, so the hero's journey. We're just going to move through this real quick. The hero's journey starts at home, in our nice little village. It's our ordinary life. The hero is in their comfort zone when all of a sudden they get the call. The spark, the call to adventure. This is rarely, if ever, by choice. Rarely does the hero say, I think I'm gonna have an adventure. Usually the hero is booted into adventure by life. Now, what happens once the hero is on the journey, you'll begin to see the hero will find helpers. They'll get mentors, they'll begin to gain knowledge, but this kind of knowledge that the hero is gaining, it's head knowledge. They haven't embodied it yet, but they start to learn some things. But then, once the hero thinks that they might know something, they cross a really important threshold. They cross the threshold down into the unknown. And this causes a series of pitfalls and adventures. The pitfalls and adventures and mountains to climb and monsters to confront, all of these kinds of adventures help the hero to test their knowledge, to embody their knowledge, and to gain new skills. But then, dun, dun, dun. After we have a few skills under my belt, right, the hero goes through something that some people call the dark night of the soul. I've heard it called the pit of despair. I've heard it called the dark forest. Have you ever journeyed through the dark forest? I have. I have too. The hero in this dark night of the soul feels powerless, lost, not enough. But help arrives. Help shows up as people, animals, ideas, new tools, sparks of inspiration. And there suddenly becomes a new recognition that the hero is not alone. And when the hero realizes that the hero is not alone, suddenly a path opens through the forest, and the hero is able to walk out of the dark night of the soul and continue on their journey of adventure. As the hero continues on their journey, they gain new powers. They apply their knowledge. They have new energy, and they have, importantly, hope. Hope only comes after the dark night of the soul. And this is where the hero begins to find success. After the hero completes their task, they cross back. They have new powers. They've explored their powers. They've been successful at something. They have put the ring in the lava. They have captured the one of my favorite fantasy series. What was it? It was Aragon. I'm going to give a big spoiler. So if you have not yet read them, plug your ears. Just mute for just a second. The hero completes his adventure by showing the villain the consequences of his actions. It's a fantastic, fantastic fantasy series. And that was the adventure that hero was on. A fantasy series about this long if you read the paper books. And that culmination brought me to my knees. I cried for a couple of days. It was so beautiful. It was so beautiful. So once that success, whatever success looks like, you cross that threshold back into ordinary life, but you don't go back the same. The hero isn't the same going back to the village that they were when they left. How could you be? They have new skills. They've had all of these adventures. They have new tools. And so they come back with gifts and with bounty, both for themselves and for their community. And the rewards of a task well done. They return home changed. You'll see as we go around the cycle here that when you return home, you're not in the same place you were, right? As we return, it's a spiral up. After having all of these challenges and going through this experience, we're new. Everything has changed. We have a new comfort zone. We have a new understanding of self-worth. And soon, the cycle begins again. Life will never let us stay comfortable, will it, Cindy? No, it just keeps going and going. So that, my friends, in a nutshell, mind you, there are people who spend literally decades studying this and writing about this. That was like the briefest overview of this huge body of work that you will ever see. But this is the hero's journey. This is the hero's journey. So why are we talking about English class today? This story, this journey of the hero, it's not Bilbo Baggins' story. It's not Harry Potter's story. It's your story. This is what we all go through as we journey through life. And this story has a lot to teach us about how we grow and transform in ways both large and small. So we all take this journey. Sometimes this journey happens in an hour. We go through every stage, and sometimes it's the journey of a lifetime. Here's what made me want to talk about this today. On Wednesday of this week, I posted this picture of our wee lad, Alex. Some of you saw this. That's our 10-year-old. And the caption on my socials said this: "We gave today to science. Alex is getting a lot of testing done today, including a 2-hour MRI scan that ended up being 2.5 hours. Scientists use this data in their work towards finding treatments and cures." My son has muscular dystrophy, for those of you who are new. I told Alex that his willingness to go through so much discomfort to help others makes him a hero. He said he doesn't think so. but he's definitely my hero. He's my hero. The response, y'all, that I got to that simple little post about our lives, this is just our lives. This is what our lives look like. But the response of love and outpouring and support for this weak little boy was so overwhelming. It was so beautiful. And this boy, who is so physically weak that he can't stand, is a hero. He's a hero. And it doesn't have anything to do with what his body looks like. It has to do with what his soul looks like. And I want you to know that the same is true of you. You are the hero of your life. You are the heroine of your life. Do we have a they, them term for hero yet? Anybody? We need a gender neutral shero, they-ro. We need a gender neutral term. Brian, if you could work on that and get back to me, that'd be great. Thank you. You're the hero. We're just going to say hero for today. You're the hero. This hero's journey is your journey, just like it's my Alex's, just like it's my journey in supporting him, right? This is the journey. The hero's journey can look like many things. You are on your hero's journey if you are attempting to thrive through a diagnosis. You know you are on your hero's journey if you are stepping outside of your comfort zone to move in a new direction in your life. Whether that's a new relationship or a physical move or a new job or a new pet, anything. Anytime we say everything new, bring it on, we are starting our hero's journey. If you are walking into a recovery meeting for the first time, or for the 1,000th time, or for the first time after a relapse, you are on your journey. If you are making a really hard decision to leave a relationship that no longer serves you, you are on your hero's journey. I saw a hero post this week about voluntarily checking herself into an outpatient psychiatric clinic so that she can get the mental help that she needs. You, my friend, are a hero. You are on your hero's journey. If you're taking your kid to rehab or to college, all of it is us doing our hero work. And when we recognize it in our lives, it gives us tools. And it gives us some mental capacity to be able to handle this world. So I'd like for us to look at the hero's journey again. I'd like for us to look at that beautiful graphic that John Bluester put together for us. Thank you so much, John. But this time, when we go through the story, I'd like to invite you to put yourself in the shoes of the hero, and recognizing that this story is your story. So let's look at that graphic again. Okay, so we start at home. We're in our ordinary life. We're going to NTCSL on Sunday to get filled up spiritually so we can survive our job this week. When suddenly something happens and we get pushed out of our comfort zone, or we step out of our comfort zone. I don't know about you, but I'm a big chicken. I am always pushed out of my comfort zone. I am rarely voluntarily say, hey, I'm gonna go get uncomfortable. Do you? No, it's like that. We talk about the divine 2x4. Have you ever gotten the divine 2x4 kicking you out of the nest? I have. So we get that spark or that call to adventure. It can say, I think I want to go back to school, or I'm bored at my job and it's time for me to have a new challenge, or this culture of this job isn't serving me any longer. It's time for me to go find my joy, right? It can be the diagnosis. It can be the relationship change. The call to adventure is disguised In all of the books you've ever read, it never says a chapter title, "The Call to Adventure Happens Here." It doesn't happen for us either. And so it's important that we have some tools for recognizing when we are beginning our adventure. We can often recognize it by our feelings. If we're feeling uncomfortable, like some of you are with me talking about this right now, it's okay. We're being pushed out of our comfort zone. You could hear yourself saying something like, "Why is this happening to me?" You're being pushed outside of your comfort zone. Why is this happening? Or you might say, it feels like life is happening to me, that I'm out of control and I don't like it, right? You are being pushed out of your comfort zone, not so that you can be a victim, but so that you can be a hero. And you're going to start to notice after you receive this call that there are going to be some helpers along the way. You're going to get some mentors. You're going to read that book. You're going to go, "I don't know. You know, this book has been on my bookshelf for 6 years and I have never opened it, but I feel like reading it today." And you're going to read it and you're going to go, "Oh, thanks, Spirit. That's why I needed to read this book today." Help comes in many forms. Sometimes the help that you're going to get comes from showing up in spiritual community and being committed to connecting to the help within. This is what we talk about every single Sunday. Sometimes the help is out there. Most of the time, the help is in here. Once we start to get some of those tools and we start to feel a little bit stronger, then the adventure really begins. We cross the threshold of into the unknown, and that's when the series of problems and pitfalls occur. And it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good. But when you can recognize that you're on your hero's journey and that these problems and pitfalls are not happening to you, they are happening for you, for life, in some way, whether you can recognize it or not. When you realize that it's because you're on your hero's journey, not because you're being tested or tortured in any way, then you can start to gain the skills that you need without having all of the feelings of resistance. Because we know what we resist persists. So the invitation at this stage of problems and pitfalls, sorry about my, what's the percussive P's today, rant. When we can recognize we're at the problems and pitfalls stage, if we can have the fortitude to surrender to the process and to just keep walking. Just keep walking. Keep doing the next right thing. And as we do, as we gain those new powers, as we apply new knowledge, often, not always, often we will encounter a dark night of the soul. Here's the power of the dark night of the soul. The dark night of the soul gives us an opportunity to stop looking out there and start looking here. What's really going on? What is really going on with me? When we are in a dark night of the soul, it's normal. It is an absolutely normal part of the process. It's a normal part of grief. It's a normal part of living. It's a normal part of the adventure. So the invitation is for us to recognize it and to accept it for what it is. But here's the thing. Once we recognize it and once we can accept it, then we have the wisdom to look for help. Because what's on the other side of the dark night of the soul John is the helpers. What happens when we're in the dark night of the soul, and there's a lot of research about this, and I can just attest to this from personal experience. You are going to be in it as long as you are going to be in it. Let's just go ahead and put that on the table. We're going to be in it as long as we're in it. And when we're no longer needing to be in it, a light appears. A light happens on the path. It opens something in our psyche, or it opens something in our heart, or a friend comes and offers the right word, or you just realize, I'm ready to shower today. No, really, this is how it works. But that readiness, my friends, it's hope. I subject my kid to 6 hours of scientific testing at OHSU Hospital. You know why? Because hope. Hope is a glorious and a powerful thing. It used to be a dirty word in New Thought. Did you know that? It's not a dirty word. It's a fantastic word. Hope is the light in the dark places. Hope tells us it's okay to be where you are, and it's okay to move. Hope is a powerful, powerful thing, because hope allows you to take the steps towards the helpers. You aren't alone. You don't have to do this alone. This hero's journey that you're on, we're all on it, and we can help each other too. You continue on your journey. You gain new powers. All those problems and pitfalls, you look back at them and you're like, oh, that's why. Oh, I understand now. Or sometimes we don't ever understand, and that's okay too. But these new powers enable us to do something different in our world. We change things. We cross the threshold back to our ordinary life. We have a new understanding about ourselves and the world. We bring gifts and bounty, rewards of a task completed, both for ourselves and our family and our community. We have a new understanding, and that understanding informs who we are now. In this hero's journey, there is no private good. So as you come back changed, your world changes. It can't be otherwise. Your good uplifts everyone around you. So you return home, and you return home a changed person with a new comfort zone, with new self-worth. And soon the cycle begins again. It begins again. Yeah. Joseph Campbell said, I forgot a really good quote. I want to tell you a really good quote. John, can we go back to quote number 1? When we're in the dark night of the soul, you know what Joseph Campbell said about it? He said, the cave you fear to enter holds the treasure you seek. That's the gift of the dark night of the soul, my friends. And then he also said, quote number 2, John, we're not on our journey to save the world, but to save ourselves. But in doing that, you save the world. The influence of a vital person vitalizes. Isn't that fantastic? We're not doing this to save anybody, because that's codependency, and we don't do that anymore. And I don't even like to think about it as saving myself, because the minute I think I have to be saved, I am putting on my victim shoes and taking a walk in victim land. And I don't like the way that feels for me. For me, I use this as a tool to see, to notice. It helps me to feel empowered and less of a victim when I can recognize that the things that I'm going through are just ordinary life. And I am just your everyday, ordinary hero, just like you, just like you. But the very ordinariness of it brings me comfort to know, oh, I'm just having a dark night of the soul right now. I'm going to be in it as long as I need to, and then I'm going to find hope again. And that's okay. It's so helpful to use this journey, this metaphor, this myth as a tool for your life. So a couple of things. When you hear yourself saying, what is happening to me? Why is this happening? Stop and look around. See if you're being booted out of your comfort zone and into the unknown. This will help you to recognize that you are simply on the cycle of your own hero's journey. It's not happening to you. You're just in this cycle. It's okay. You're being booted out of your comfort zone. It's okay. It's okay. Number 2, when you notice that you're in the dark forest, realize it's a natural part of life. I once saw a book and the title was, When Walking Through Hell, Don't Pitch a Tent. If you find yourself in the dark night of the soul, there's a really fine line between acknowledging and allowing and accepting and pitching a tent and wallowing. And it is up to us as emotionally and spiritually mature beings to know where that balance is. Your body will always tell you when it's time to move, and you can trust that. When you are in the dark night of the soul, remember to look for help. Remember to look for the helpers, because that's the next step. That's what happens next. Help comes. And help comes in many different ways. It can come as a person. It can come as an idea. It can come as a feeling. It can come as the knowing it's time to move now. But with help comes hope. With help comes hope. So here's what I want to ask you. John, will you put the graphic up for me real quick? Yeah, perfect. Where is God in all of this? We're at the Spiritual Living Center today. Yeah. At every single step of this journey, there is a divine presence that is presencing you, that is companioning you on this journey. Every single step of the way. When you're in your comfort zone, God is there. When you hear the call, that spark to adventure, or when you are getting booted out of the nest, guess what? It's the divine love within you that's doing the booting. When you are traveling through your problems and your pitfalls, when you reach the dark night of the soul, has God abandoned you? No, 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 no. The divine presence that looked at this world and thought it needed a you, it's right there with you. And if at any point you feel separate from it, who moved? God didn't go anywhere. Sometimes we forget. And that's okay. That's okay. So God is in every step of the process. I had to come to terms with the idea that there's not a lot of growth in my comfort zone. And once I was able to come to terms with that, I was able to see this whole process as a gift. And using this as a map for our journey really helps me to stay centered and grounded on the path. Because what I glory in knowing now, after using this tool for many years, what I glory in now is knowing that every time I come home to myself, I come home better than I was before. I come home changed. And I have learned to partner with Spirit through the path. I no longer struggle wondering why this is happening to me. Even when I don't like it, I can trust the journey because I have a map. Joseph Campbell said, "The big question is whether you are going to be able to say a hearty yes to your adventure." That's the big question. Y'all, I know this life can be hard. I know that there's a lot going on in our lives and in our communities and in our country and in the world. I just had to sit in a hospital for 6 hours watching my kid get poked and prodded and scanned to help find a cure for a disease that I don't know that they will find in his lifetime. This life can be hard. But the journey that diagnosis has taken me on has changed me. And it's given me gifts beyond measure, and it has helped me to be a better person, both for me and for him, for my family, but for you and for the world. I treasure that. I treasure the journey now. I don't like it. I'd rather not be on it. But I treasure it. I treasure it. And it's easier when I remember two things. Number one, this journey is not my journey, it is our journey. And every single one of us is on this journey, all of us, and we're in it together. And number two, it's easier when I remember to take a step back and look for love at every step of the way. Look for the divine presence of wisdom. Sophia walks by your side. How glorious is that? How glorious. God is in every step of your journey, beloveds. It's up to you to remember, as Reverend Shannon so beautifully reminded us last week. It's up to you to remember to look for God, to look for love, to look for the good, and to let that good, that God, partner you and be your guide on the journey. Whenever someone leaves for a trip, I like to say, blessings on the journey. So today, we close with a blessing for your journey. Should we do that? All right, let's invite the practitioners forward. A blessing for the journey. It's glorious to be in a room full of heroes and sheroes and they-ros. It's glorious to be in a room full of courage. I invite each of us, as you're comfortable, to cast your eyes down or allow them to close or have a soft gaze, but to find the place within you where God resides. The place where love was born the moment you drew breath. That place is in you. It is a sacred place that you carry around with you everywhere you go. The whole journey is taken with love. And so from this place of love within me, I speak a word of gratitude and blessing and joy. Joy for the journey. For everyone this day who has been booted out of their comfort zone, I speak a word of comfort. For everyone this day who is taking a joyful leap out of their comfort zone and exploring something new, I give profound gratitude. But what I know is that it is the divine presence of love within each of them, every one of them, no matter the why. It is divine love that is guiding the way. We know there will be pitfalls and problems. There may be a dark night of the soul, but we also know a divine love, a presence that passes all understanding, partnering, walking, journeying, soothing the way. And it is this love of the divine that is a lamp unto our feet and a light unto the path, as the master teacher himself said. So for the glory that is this hero's journey, for the courage for all of us to take the journey, and the grace that calls each of us home, better, changed, more loving, more kind, I am profoundly grateful. So for all the places on the planet this day that are somewhere on this journey, for all of the people who are confused, who are lost, who have not yet come to recognize God in the journey. Oh, I speak a word of blessing on all of the people, all of the places, and all of the lost hearts. For the decision makers and for the people empowering the decision makers, I speak a word of grace. May divine wisdom guide every decision. And may divine love guide the way. For the power of this love, I am profoundly grateful. And in all of this, we simply let it be. Blessed, blessed be. And so it is. And so it is. Blessings on your journey. Blessings on your journey, loves. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for going back to English class with me. That was a lot of fun for me. This is our time for conscious giving, y'all. We wouldn't be able to be here doing what we do without you. We would not have these cameras or this building or a beautiful senior minister to guide our way. And so thank you for your gifts. You know, when we receive your gifts, we take a small portion of them and we tithe out because we practice what we teach. We don't just receive your gifts, we give also to organizations that put feet to our values, that help clothe and feed people, that help to help climate change, like to stop. Like, let's just be done with climate change. LO Sustainability Network is a phenomenal local program for those of you in the building. Look up their website. There are lots of ways that we give. And I just want you to know that your gift doesn't just support this program, it keeps flowing out and it supports our values in the world. What a gift, what a blessing, what a joy. So there are many ways you can give. You can give at our website, newthoughtcsl.org, or you can click your camera on the QR code there if you'd like to give with your phone. But let's speak a word of blessing on our gifts today, shall we? From the love of pure spirit within me, I bless this gift. I send it forth to heal and bless and prosper. It does good work in the world and returns to me multiplied abundantly. And so it is. All right, help me welcome Brian Harris back to the platform.
Thank you, Shelly. There's one more Sunday in August after today, which is kind of bananas. But that means that September's right around the corner, which means that choir is starting back up. September 12th, we will get back to rehearsing. We rehearse every Thursday from 7 to 8:30, and we would love to have any of you that would like to sing with us join us. So September 12th. All right, let's do it. Please feel free to stand as you're able and inspire to. Running around fixing this and that, giving it up to God and then taking it back. Just release and let it go. You don't even have to think about it no more. Get out of the way.
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 Get out the way and let God do its thing. You look like the weight of the world's on your back. You take a deep breath and cut yourself some slack. All that drama ain't good for you. You couldn't change what is if you wanted to. Get out of the way.
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 Get out the way and let God do its thing. Come on, Angie. gonna shine, the river's gonna flow, the tide's gonna rise without your say-so. The universe is working and the good is flowing. You don't plant a seed and dig it up to see if it's growing. Get out of the way.
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 Get out the way. Let God do its thing. One more time. Get out of the way.
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 Get out the way. Let God do its thing.
Brian Harris and the New Thought Messengers. Thank you. Give it up. That's going to be playing in my head for the rest of the day. I don't know about you. All right, announcements. Thank you to all who participated in last Sunday's food packing event for Blessings in a Backpack. We packed 400 bags with food and inserted a special blessing written from you in each bag. Our bags will be delivered to the Whitman Elementary School in Southeast Portland soon for the beginning of the school year. And then each Friday afternoon, 75 children will receive a food bag in their backpack to take home for the weekend so they will have food to eat.
Such good work to do in the world, y'all. Such good work feeding children. I'd like to thank those of you who joined us in person here today, and I'd like to thank those of you who joined us online from Colorado, Florida, New Mexico, Oregon, Washington, California, and Mexico. It is so good to be in community this day. We wouldn't be we without you. And we certainly wouldn't be we without you. Thank you. I'd like to thank our online practitioners and moderators, practitioner Melissa Allen and Kelly Bastian. I'd like to invite the practitioners who will be available for prayer to come down front, and there will be available practitioners online as well. There's a link in the chat box that'll take you to a private Zoom room with a practitioner. Y'all, wherever you are on that journey, if you're having trouble recognizing where God is in it, I invite you to pray with one of these beautiful, beautiful souls. Here in this space, as soon as service is over, it's going to turn into a quiet space for prayer and meditation. We invite you to either stay for prayer or join us downstairs in our community center for nosh and coffee and Divine Bookstore. Please stand as you're able for the final blessing. Doug, will you join me? Thank you, brother. May you go in the light as the light and with the light until we meet again. May the longtime sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide you on your way. You are loved.
I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only